All right, New York, I want y'all to pay attention to this, okay? We've seen certain Democrats get up and rally behind Zohan Mamdini, an Ishmaelite who is running to be mayor, a socialist democratic Ishmaelite. Now, who is Ishmael? Ishmael is one of the sons of Abraham, and the Bible describes these people as a wild man. Says Ishmael is a wild man, and his hand is against every man, and every man's hand is against him. And clearly this man's policies is going to lead New York to be in Venezuela and lead to people being in ration lines, okay? But what we can see is the Democratic playbook. You know, he wants to hand out free everything, and then he said government control. Let me tell y'all something about that government control. You give government the control, you on your way to the mark of the beast. If the government controls your grocery stores, that means they can control how much you buy. Okay, that's called rationing, and it's on its way. And so I see Greasy Al Sharpton standing behind him. I see other Democrats standing behind him. So I want y'all to pay attention to the Democrats that are standing behind this guy. All the sleazy ones that we've known for years, your Maxine Waters, your Al Sharptons, your Pritzkers, your Raskins, your Jamie, all of these guys, they all sleazy. One thing that I do know is if the Democrats like you, it's terrible. And if the Democrats hate you, you're probably good for America. I'm just saying. So anytime I see these radical, like AOC standing up for, you know, she ain't got much for brains up there. But anytime you see that, y'all run for the hills. Don't y'all put that up in there. Don't y'all put that just because he say free. Free mean control. Free means control. Free means I'm going to give you something, but you got to give me something. Because there ain't nothing in this life that's free.
Yep.
Nothing.
She's absolutely right, man. My grandfather always told me anything worth having is worth working for. And when people start coming to you, offering a bunch of things, you got to give them the side eye. Because again, there is nothing out here for free. There's a movie that came out. I think it's a Wonder Woman movie. And the villain, he would give you whatever your heart's desire. But on the back end of that, without you knowing, he would take something. You know, he would take something from you. And that's what people need to understand, man. These folks are playing the long game. They're playing the long game. Welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and watch the video all the way through. And in the comment section, let me know that you watched this video all the way through. That's how we boost this thing up throughout the algorithm. Appreciate you guys. Let's keep going. We got a lot to get into today.
Just one final question, Mr. Borzar, and it has to do with the region of New York and somebody who's in the news a lot lately because she's most likely planning on running for higher office. It'd be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. AOC has come and what looks like to us crossed the line a number of times, but two very curious stories out of her office. One, as soon as you were able to regain your position as border czar, AOC had a criminal alien who was working in her congressional staff flee the country. Now, I can't quite square how that's possible. How is somebody allowed to be a criminal alien in this country and then go work in Congress where you have access to classified material and you have access to a lot of important information? And then AOC has gone on and obviously taught publicly illegal aliens how to avoid ICE. She's done this with some of her colleagues in the squad. Here's the article of the criminal alien staffer that AOC had on staff. Maybe you could just start here and as an explainer to me and to this audience, like, how's this even possible?
It's not possible, and I know that's being looked at. I can't comment on past that. I'm aware of it. We've asked ICE to drill in on that case. It's my information that there were actually, I can't really comment on it. We don't know if it was illegal status or not at this point. It looks like it might have been temporary status, but I can't comment on the case because it's under investigation. As far as her educating people how to evade ICE arrest, she's really educating them on how to be prosecuted, because there are statutes on the books, federal statute, when you knowingly hinder your removal, that's a crime. When you take steps to prevent your removal after being ordered removed by a federal judge, it's a crime. We have instructed ICE to start prosecuting these cases. If you don't want to open the door, and we have a final order removal, if you don't want to participate in getting travel documents for your home nation, You take steps to hinder your own removal, that it's a crime, you'd be prosecuted. So she can claim she's, educating people to constitutional rights. I'd argue she's educating many people on how to be prosecuted. You're going to see that happening.
AOC is showing herself as an enemy of the federal government, an enemy of the state. And the crazy thing is that she isn't the only one. There's a plethora of them that have infiltrated our federal government. They're in the House of Representatives. They're in the Senate. They're there. People got to understand that the Communist Party, when they first really started trying to infiltrate society here in America, one of the things that they really did is they infiltrated a lot of the quote unquote civil rights groups, your NAACPs, your unfortunately, what do they call it? The Southern Christian Leadership Conference. They infiltrated. Obviously, we heard about the Black Panthers. We've heard about some of these other organizations that they've infiltrated. And they use these people as useful idiots, as pawns to further their communist agenda. Now, these people have infiltrated our federal government via the Democrat Party. Wouldn't surprise me if there's some, on the Republican Party as well, but they're blatantly overt out in the open telling you that, hey, we're socialists, which really and truly, they're communists. And that's why you have an AOC supporting a Mamdani who's basically out there telling everybody like, hey, I'm a socialist. And the policies and the agenda that he has, it's all communism. It doesn't work. These are failed states. And the crazy thing is that you have people that believe this stuff. It's just insane to me.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is when every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If
parents.
I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
Absolutely.
The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
Okay. So should
This lady's not smart. She isn't. And the thing is that she's in the position that she's in, not because she really earned it, not because, she has the chutzpah or, the intelligence to be in the role. She's in the position that she's in because she was chosen. And to be honest with you, it's not just her. There's a few politicians out there that are in the position that they're in because they were selected to push an agenda. Y'all got to see this for yourself.
Have you ever wondered how clowns like this become members of Congress? Are they simply actors or puppets doing as they're told? Some are groomed from an early age and some are even chosen from a casting call. Here's how AOC became AOC.
Back in 2016, we put out a call for nominations. We got over 10,000 nominations. Out of those 10,000 nominations, we found Alexandria.
Lucky us. By the way, who is we?
I think we at Justice Democrats have a chance to really transform the Democratic Party.
Look at the absolute dumpster fires the Justice Democrats have given us. The worst members of Congress.
My brother.
Yeah, the squad, all of them. Every last one of them comes from this one organization. Think about that.
Told me that he had sent my nomination in the summer, but I was like literally working out of a restaurant. And
Sounds like the perfect qualifications for a Democrat House member.
her profile is not what you'd think of as someone who should run for office.
I was like
right?
literally working out of a restaurant.
Like you hadn't thought about running for office or anything at that point, right?
No.
You would call people up and kind of walk them through the platform.
Right. Every conversation would have a very awkward pitch at the end.
Yes.
Do you want to run for Congress, maybe?
She was like, well, would you be open entering this kind of nomination process? And I was like, sure.
She entered a beauty pageant for political puppets.
There were so many other amazing candidates. The entire time I didn't think I was going to be picked.
Sounds like an American Idol interview. This is crazy.
We invited people to an in-person summit in Kentucky when we started getting serious about who we were going to run.
Being like, oh yeah, I'll do this because it's a bunch of crazy people.
She's finally right about something. The Democrat Party is full of crazy people, criminals, and degenerates. No wonder if this is the type of foolishness they do to install their puppets.
Yeah, ain't that crazy? How many of you guys knew this? How many of you guys knew this? Seriously, how many of you guys knew that this was basically a casting call? This was an audition for her to become, a representative. And now she's been in office for quite some time. And she basically went from zero net worth to, I think she's worth $60-some million now. I mean, it is insane. But yet these people are out here talking about fight the oligarchy. You can't make this stuff up, man. You cannot make this stuff up, man.
Asked me to expose AOC and to give her background, say less. So AOC, also known as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she is U.S. Representative of New York's 14th Congressional District. So the way she portrays her life is in such a woe is me, I was in a working class, I lost my father at a young age, I had to work to help pay the bills, I came from the Bronx, I'm a Bronx girl. But in actuality, she was born in Parkchester, Bronx, moved 40 minutes north of the Bronx. She grew up in the suburbs, Westchester County, which now homes are selling for like $900,000 for perspective. AOC attended Yorktown High School, a very prominent high school, again, in the suburbs, but she's a Bronx girl. So back in 2019, when she was running in office, she said that she would be portraying and representing the working class. And I find that ironic because her father was an architect. She was actually from a middle class family, and her father, that small owned business that he owned, he founded an architectural firm. His architectural firm's name is Kirschbaum and Ocasio Roman Architects PC. So most of her campaigning is about how she was a bartender, she had to work to help provide for her family after her father's passing. Her father passed from lung cancer, but in 2008, she was a sophomore in college at that time. So after her father's passing, the company that he started, it didn't just end, it's still in existence, bringing in like over $500,000 revenue annually. Even if she were to work as a bartender to help pay the bills, wouldn't you think that she would attend college nearby in New York and not out of state at a private university, Boston College? Boston College currently costs $93,000 for out of state students. So when AOC is in front of minority groups, I notice her accent changes. She starts using words like ain't. So she was in front of a minority group and she's saying, I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're right, AOC, there is nothing wrong with being a bartender, but what is wrong is changing your dialect and your tone to suit the audience that you're thinking appeases to them. The Democratic Party I find funny because it has a tendency to just have their people switch up accents based on who they're talking to. Jasmine Crockett does the same thing, and so does Kamala Harris. So what's my message? My message here is it's okay to relate to people, but it's another to just lie about your upbringing to appease to people that you think will relate to you. There's no need to be ashamed of your upbringing, how you were raised. Talk about the actual history of how you were raised, but to say you're from the Bronx, you come from a working class, a small business owner that your father was, it's just not accurate. So my personal opinion, another plant in the Democratic Party.
Yep, another plant, and there's a bunch of them. She is another plant of plants. There's a bunch of them in that daggone Democrat Party. I'm glad people are starting to call it out. People are starting to see it for what it is and for who she is and what all of those people are. These people are anti-America. These are people that want to fundamentally change our nation. These are people that are doing the bidding of communists, Marxists, but they're doing it from inside the hallowed walls of Congress. These people have that type of ability. I mean, AOC claims to be a champion for the working class, but she blocked Amazon going to New York, celebrated it. We're talking thousands of jobs, millions in tax revenue. She blocked it. Not only did Amazon want to move up there, and not only would they have brought jobs, but there would have been, ancillary jobs as well, because there's a lot of companies that do business with Amazon. And it would have brought, even more jobs than what just Amazon was going to bring by themselves. And they blocked it. But this is an individual that says that she's for the working class. No. They're for poor people, staying poor, giving all their rights over to the government to save them. That's what they're for. I mean, it's just nasty work, the way that they go about doing things. It really is. I'm glad people are starting to wake up to the shenanigans, though. People are starting to wake up, and I'm glad to see it. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Hey, appreciate you guys rocking with me, man. Thank you guys so much for 400,000 subscribers. Come join us Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Come check us out. If you'd like to support the channel financially, hey, join the ARP family, or you can buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. Keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so